Homelessness continues to be a tough problem to solve here in Michigan. According to the National Alliance to End Homelessness, this affects more than 8,000 people a night across the state.
A Michigan lawmaker is working to find a way to help those in need. CBS News Detroit's Elle Myers has the details from Ottawa Street and Washington Square in Lansing.
Close to 8,500 people are unhoused and on our streets each night here in Michigan. And one activist turned lawmaker tells me the issue of homelessness is an all-encompassing one. That's why she's introducing the Homeless Bill of Rights in the Michigan House this fall.
It helps with education, equal and fair, affordable housing. It helps stop discrimination when it comes to searching for jobs or searching for public places that you can stay, because there's a lot of public places that you can't even use the bathroom.
That's Mike Carl, who used to be homeless and on the streets in Lansing. He brought the idea of a homeless bill of rights to State Representative Emily Diebendorf, who's planning to introduce the legislation this fall.
They can't go to a laundromat. They can't go to our state capitol if it's raining. And they should. These places should be open and available for people to go in or get out of the cold or the weather and help people. Just look at them as a person, not a number, not a statistic, but a real everyday person.
The Homeless Bill of Rights is part of a 3-bill package that also tackles issues of housing discrimination and enhancing tenants' rights. The highlights of Diebendorf's bill include secure access to public spaces, the right to vote without a permanent address, and the right to property and privacy, among others. The bills would also allow an unhoused person the ability to file a civil lawsuit if their rights were violated.
I was on the streets for almost 2 years, stayed out in tents and on the park benches until I got housed. And I think that this bill, if it does get passed, I think that we could really make a difference in helping people get up off the street. It doesn't make sense that the cops are out there arresting people for panhandling or sleeping on a park bench and stuff like that, and not giving them the resources that they need to be able to get housed.
Carl and Mandra tell me at the root of this legislation is dignity.
My response to folks who are concerned about seeing houseless encampments is that the only way to ensure that houseless folks aren't out and about in the community having to set up camp in our parks is to ensure we're supplying the housing that houseless folks need and getting to the root of what leads to houselessness. So in the meantime, while we are building more affordable housing, while we are renovating our aging housing stock, while we are fixing the loopholes in our law that allow for housing discrimination and get in the way of access to housing, we can't treat our neighbors with lack of compassion because they truly do not have other places to go.
Now, Diebendorf tells me she knows this legislation could come up against some pushback, but she encourages lawmakers and Michiganders to look at the issue with empathy. For now, reporting in Lansing, I'm Elle Myers, CBS News, Detroit.